New questions tonight about the future of gas prices in California. This after Governor Newsom today signed a new bill that he says will prevent spikes in gas prices.
Yeah, this bill allows the unelected California Energy Commission to set new rules around fuel storage for oil refiners in our state in the event of any unplanned maintenance or outages. But a separate state board is set to vote on a proposal soon that's expected to increase gas prices. KCRA 3 correspondent Ashley Zavala is at the state capitol with the action today and what's next.
What Governor Newsom signed today is the centerpiece of his special legislative session on gasoline prices and fuel supply. But experts note nothing is happening to your gasoline prices immediately as a result of today's action. In fact, there are new questions about what exactly your gas prices will look like in the future. Governor Newsom's signature officially giving the green light to the California Energy Commission to decide new rules for oil refiners. The group will spend the next several months figuring out how much backup fuel supply refiners should have, where and how it should be stored so that they can access it when there's an outage or maintenance needed. Those events, coupled with low fuel supply, can lead to price spikes, according to Governor Newsom's administration.
And big oil that knowingly continues to lie to the people of this state, our nation, for that matter, around the world. They are the polluted heart of this climate crisis. They continue to lie and they continue to manipulate.
The proposal faced backlash from major oil companies, refinery workers, and the governors of Nevada and Arizona. Republicans warned by taking fuel out of the market and placing new regulations on the oil industry, it will increase costs for drivers in California and beyond.
There's been promises made here that are not going to be kept. And mark my words, you can come back and show this clip in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, gas prices are going to be up.
While the governor and some Democrats celebrated new controls on the oil industry they say could save money at the pump, a different, unelected body under Newsom's administration is preparing to make a decision that could permanently increase prices. In a matter of weeks, the California Air Resources Board will vote on updates to its low-carbon fuel standards, which will impact the oil and gas industry, and those costs will be passed on to customers. The Air Resources Board earlier this year estimated the LCFS could raise costs for consumers up to 47 cents per gallon. Since then, they've walked back the estimate, but now will not say how much it will affect prices at the pump. I asked the governor about this.
But do you think it's fair to California drivers for people to not know what those LCFS standards mean at the pump?
Well, LCFS is not a brand new construct. It's been well established for years and years and years and years. There's a process that's consistent to the process they've had in the past. They put up some estimates. They put up updated estimates, so they have been transparent in that respect. To the degree that they should provide more, I'm for more transparency, absolutely, from that perspective. So to answer your question, I think more is better. I mean, that's the spirit of this special session. It's the spirit of why I'm here today signing this bill. But I do think it's important to talk about the substance and the merits of LCFS and how it's made a big impact on our low-carbon green growth agenda in the state of California.
Will you direct CARB then to provide an estimate before that vote?
I think it's important to be, I think you heard exactly what I said. I'll repeat it. I think it's important to be transparent.
To lay out a timeline on all of this, first, the California Energy Commission is expected to begin that rulemaking process in January. The vice chairman of the commission, Siva Gunda, told me the goal is to have it completed and those rules in place by August, which is typically when those gas price spikes happen in California. On the other hand, the California Air Resources Board is set to vote on its low-carbon fuel standards update on November 8th. Reporting at the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
Now, this proposal did divide Democrats in today's final vote on the measure in the Assembly. Several Democrats either no-showed or refused to vote on this bill. 4 Democrats rejected the measure outright, including Assembly members Carlos Villalpudua, Esmeralda Soria, Jasmine Baines, and Sharon Quirk Silva.